Hi everyone, we're moving on to lesson 2 of our shape and space unit, and we're talking about Pythagorean triples today. This will be a fairly quick lesson. Before we start, I just want to give a visual of the Pythagorean theorem, the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I meant to provide this earlier, but it fits in perfectly here as well. So when we find these sides, just be aware that when we say a squared, it actually is forming a square here, and b squared and c squared. We're just finding the side of that square, and if you think back to our first couple of lessons, that all fit, and this is just the visual that you need to go with it. Okay, but as for the triples, let's go on to this slide. So what's going to happen now is you're given three numbers, and you're just going to plunk them into the a squared plus b squared equals c squared formula and prove that the left side will equal the right side. All right, so let's do that. Okay, here we go. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. All right, and like I said, just put those numbers in there. Figure out what they are. So 36, 8 squared is 64, 10 squared is 100. Do these two on the left add up to what's on the right? They do indeed. So this tells you that this is a Pythagorean triple with these three numbers because it proves it's a right triangle, because the left side equals the right side. And if I were to draw this triangle out, it would look like this. Okay, all right, so let's try these next three numbers. If the alarm bells are going off at the square root sign because now that's becoming a side, don't worry, I got you. So this is how you would figure this out. I'm just going to do this on the side first. So if a side is a square root and you have to square it, let me do this for you. So I'm just going to keep this underneath the square root sign. And I know the square root of 144 is 12. Now, hopefully you notice something here. The square root of 12 squared is 12. So you don't have to actually do all these steps. You just need to realize that when you have a number under a square root sign and it's squared, the square root sign and the squared cancel each other out. So let's say you had a bigger number like 1, 7, 8, 5, 3. And it was squared. Without doing any of this work, we right away know it's 1, 7, 8, 5, 3. Okay, so that's a quick trick for you. So let's do this one now. Plug it into the into the formula. C squared, I want you to keep writing that formula out. 2 squared plus 3 squared equals square root 12 squared. And we get 4 plus 9 equals 12, and from 4 plus 9 does not equal 12. Okay, so this is not a right triangle, so these are not considered a Pythagorean triple. So it's as simple as that. You'll be given numbers in your assignment. They'll ask you to prove whether they're triples or not, and you basically just have to plug them into that formula and prove it. And again, you're going to see some sides that have square root symbols in them, and now that you know this, you'll be able to cruise on through it. Okay, so that's it. That's all for this one, and I will catch you in the next lesson.